Introducing our first ever long-term press car, and yes, it's on a e-CVT, all-wheel drive hybrid CUV. It is the Toyota Venza. And no, this is not a punishment from Mark due to the fact that I've been driving around in V8s, sliding around and pounding my chest. This is a vehicle that I picked because for better or for worse, hybrid CUVs that are a little bit more NPC-like are going to be the future of the automobile, and the Toyota Venza is the spiritual successor to the much-loved Toyota Avalon. So the point of this series is to walk you through what it's actually like to live with. So we're going to put a ton of miles on this thing, drive it during the springtime in good weather, and drive it through our Midwestern weather, where we experience sub-freezing temperatures, a gajillion feet of snow, and Yetis. So what have we done with it so far? Well, we've put about 4,000 miles on it. I've averaged anywhere between 40 to 30 miles a gallon, and I'm surprised how much I like it so far. So before I talk about that anymore, let's take this for a quick drive, and I'll give you a brief update on the car. I can still have fun in my hybrid, Mark.
No, you can't.
No, honestly, dude, you and I have spent a lot of time in this car, right? You've put your family in it, I've put mine, I've had my parents drive it, my girlfriend. We've done everything possible with it so far, and what do you think?
So it really reminds me a lot of, it's like a mix between the Camry hybrid and like what the Avalon used to be with a higher ride height. And I think the hybrid system for the daily usability, and I said this about the ES350 and then the ES whatever hybrid designation is, you drive the naturally aspirated engine and the hybrid back to back, and this makes so much more sense, the hybrid version, for your day-to-day, because you're not putting your foot down. It's quieter most of the time. It can go into EV mode, and then you're getting the fuel economy benefits of just doing nothing. Like, I'm not spending money needlessly just to go from point A to point B, and that's what this really excels with.
I've put a lot of miles on this thing so far, right? And I went into this, I talked to Toyota, I'm like, we want to do a long-term. The advantage of doing a long-term loan is you really get to live with one of these cars, right? Yeah. Normally when we have a press car, we have it for a week. We do our best to rack up as many miles in a short period of time as possible, just so you have an idea of what it's like to live with.
Yeah.
But now that we've had this car for a long time, and we've had this longer than like this video's been announced, obviously. We got it first at the end of fall, and it's interesting to see a car in our weather climate, because in the fall, when it was above freezing at 60 degrees, I was getting 40 miles to the gallon. I was, I wasn't experiencing any of the negative drawbacks.
This is a well-known thing that's not really talked about all that often with battery packs in cars, and it's going to affect EVs to a larger extent depending on the design and engineering of the packs, the heaters, if they have a heated packs, you have heat pumps and all that. With the hybrids, it's still the same problem, because you're getting the hybrid battery packs affected, and you're also getting the gasoline engine affected by winter fuel blends. It's going to run more rich to get the engine heat, or to get the catalyst heated up. So it's doing double.
It's a huge spread. I was getting 40 above freezing, and now I'm barely getting 30. But if you do, 30 is still a really impressive fuel economy.
For a vehicle of this size, yeah.
But at least unlike a dedicated EV, like we did a Leaf that we didn't do a video or a review on, that thing got killed.
Yeah, it was really crazy how much
the ID4 was the same way.
Yeah, they really did drop. And I remember I parked it outside overnight, and I came out with, it was like 70 miles range, and I drove it like 2 miles, and it was down to like 150, or I'm sorry, like 40 or 45. Just, it takes a lot of energy.
This isn't the complete penalty that you'd be making in an EV,
correct?
Right? I can drive this, and I've been doing this a lot on 350, almost 400-mile road trips to and from the state of Iowa, and I haven't thought about it at all.
What's your range like total when you're filled up? Like, how far can you go?
So in peak fuel economy, I can get over 400 miles to a tank.
Oh, that's good.
In this climate, I'm getting closer to 300, which is a massive difference. But even then, 300, and it takes 10 minutes to fill up, and I'm back on the road.
No, it doesn't even take 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's you don't have that anxiety or that problem that you get with the EVs for like what you're doing. If you want to go take a 400, 500 mile road trip, you're not having to plan a stop to charge this thing and cut out an hour of your life one way. And that's where this thing makes way more sense for most people and us, that we drive a lot, and you need a car to get from point A to point B here. There's no like short trips. Every trip's 20 minutes to go somewhere. So that's what I really appreciate about this the more that I've driven it, and it's made me more interested in some of the hybrid Toyota vehicles that I kind of didn't like the Highlander.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't really want a Highlander because
Sienna.
the Sienna, because it's hybrid, but really this proves to me that for what you're normally doing, it's completely adequate, and there's some huge benefits to it.
This hybrid system, really, hybrids are what Toyota in many ways do best. This and their V8s,
Yeah, right.
because it is seamless. You don't think about it. Yes, you're still burdened with a CVT, but at least it's an e-CVT.
Yeah, I mean, it still has that sound. It's not like, again, you're not driving this to put your foot down. But if you're somebody that has a lead foot, this is not the car for you. You're gonna get so annoyed with the way that just the droniness.
But when you normally drive it, you don't. The best thing you can say about a car that you are just piling miles on is you don't think about anything.
No, you don't.
And you don't think about the drivetrain at all,
Nope.
and it's great for that.
No, you do. It's completely transparent. The way that it kicks over from EV and like that city or low speed to engine, you don't even think about it. You don't really feel it. And after you get in it for a while, you don't even notice that it's a hybrid, and that says a lot for how much time they put in refining the system.
So what we're going to do, and we're about to close this out, is in a couple weeks we're going to release our full living with this car for a couple months with, try to get to 6,000 to 7,000 miles on this car. Do a full 30-40 minute video where we walk through repair costs, consumable costs, what this car is, how this car is held up, because this is a press car, which means before it went to us, it went through every outlet, at least here in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's had a hard life.
Yes.
And there's some things that I don't like about it that I will personally address and you're going to talk about. But as it stands, from drivability, just really those impressions of using it every day, there are not a lot of trade-offs to this so far.
No, and the one nice thing, perspective-wise, is my girlfriend owns a current generation RAV4.
So you have a really good comparison between kind of the volume high, like everybody wants a RAV4 in that segment,
to this thing,
which is a little bit more tarted up. It's more like near Lexus, kind of like it feels almost a little bit of an affordable Lexus.
Yeah. So with that, Mark, let's close out the video.
Sounds good, Jack. Thanks, Jack, for that heart-stopping update about your Toyota Venza, and he is being punished, and that's what he's going to get from now on. Now, let's talk about me and my t-shirts. The t-shirts, the Savage Geese t-shirt, which was made in America in North Carolina by an American workforce, and the cotton was harvested in North Carolina as well. So you're getting an all-American product. That's sold out in one day. Couldn't believe it. That's because I only bought a small inventory because I'm poor. But now we're gonna restock it with 277 shirts because that's all I can afford, and we're gonna mark them up to about $25,000, $30,000 with 144-month financing, so you can go into severe debt, and then you're gonna file for bankruptcy while I'm on my yacht. But until then, that's the future plan. But for right now, they're $30 a piece, still at Car Supply's warehouse. They're going to inventory them, and then they're going to ship them to you. Part of the profit will go to them for doing all the hard work. The other half of the profits will go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, because mental health is important to me, and I want to do something other than just reaping the benefits of whatever we do. So not only you're helping us, you're helping Chicago Auto Pros, and you're giving back to an organization that helps people. So we'll leave it at that. Check out their store now. You can get some shirts, but order them fast until the next batch comes in.